before turning herself into authorities in Northern Virginia Tuesday. Actress and activist Rose McGowan raised the possibility to The New Yorker's Ronan Farrow that the drug charges against her could be related to her efforts to name Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein as her rapist. Related articles. Weinstein paid ex-spies, private detectives to find dirt on accusers and journalists. McGowan's attorney Jim Hundley has asked that the drug charges be dismissed based on a time frame that could have allowed someone to plant 2 small bags of cocaine in McGowan's wallet, Farrow reported in a story published Tuesday. McGowan had lost the wallet on January 20 while flying into Dulles International Airport to attend the Women's March in Washington, D.C. the next day. In a memorandum to the Loudoun County Commonwealth's attorney Jim Plowman, Handley said that depending on when and where the wallet was lost, individuals other than Ms. McGowan had access to the wallet for somewhere between approximately 5 hours 40 minutes and more than 11 hours. At the time that McGowan flew to D.C. to attend the Women's March, she told Farrow she had begun to suspect that she was being followed by private investigators hired by Weinstein. Several months earlier, McGowan had tweeted about being raped by an unnamed studio head and had included details that seemed to point to Weinstein. McGowan confirmed to Farrow that the studio head she was referring to was Weinstein. The producer has denied that any encounters he had with his multiple accusers were non-consensual. In a New Yorker story published last week, Farrow detailed how Weinstein allegedly hired private investigators, including former agents with Israeli intelligence services, to dig up dirt on McGowan and other women who have accused him of sexual harassment or assault. Weinstein also hired private investigators to track journalists, Farrow's story showed. The mission of these investigators was to find information to discredit the women and the journalists who were working to expose his alleged misconduct. Back in January 2017, McGowan and the some 80 other women who have recently accused Weinstein of sexual misconduct had yet to go public with their allegations. McGowan had quietly settled a lawsuit against Weinstein in 1997, but her tweet about being raped by an unnamed studio head suggested she was ready to come forward. During her flight to Dulles Airport on January 20, McGowan told Farrow she had not taken her wallet out of a side pocket in her backpack. She had left her backpack in her seat when she used the restroom. After disembarking, she noticed her wallet was missing. When she got to the baggage claim, she filed a lost luggage claim and tweeted at United Airlines, asking for help in finding it. Early the next morning, at 2:32 a.m., airport personnel called the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority Police Department to report that a staff member cleaning a plane had found McGowan's wallet. According to a police report, the wallet contained 2 small bags of white powder, which later tested as cocaine. McGowan said she received a call that morning from someone identifying himself as an airport detective, telling her she should come collect her wallet, without disclosing what was found in it. McGowan said that the call had frightened her because she wasn't sure the caller was a real detective. She decided not to go to the airport and instead head to the Women's March, though again she worried she was being followed. The next day, she said, she received an Instagram message from a user she did not know. "You left your wallet on your Saturday flight with your 2 bags of coke," it said. Farrow reported that the account was quickly deactivated, but McGowan retained screenshots of the message. After a warrant was issued for McGowan's arrest on February 1, she considered turning herself in to authorities then, but then things started to get really weird, she told Farrow. "I knew I was being followed and that I wasn't safe." She said she hired a private investigator to find out whether the warrant was real. 2 months ago, before the existence of the warrant for McGowan was public, and while Farrow and reporters for the New York Times were finishing their respective stories on the Weinstein misconduct allegations, the producer held a meeting with his private investigators, Farrow reported. The focus of the meeting was on the efforts to arrest McGowan, a source at the Weinstein Company told Farrow. Weinstein suggested leaking the information to the New York Post. A reporter for the Post followed up with McGowan to ask about the warrant, according to Farrow, who said the reporter declined to comment for his story. Fearing that the Post reporter would publish a story, McGowan tweeted that she was facing charges in Virginia. "I beat him to it," she said. McGowan conceded to Farrow that she had used drugs in the past, but had absolutely no interest in cocaine at the time of the Women's March. "I own stock in a marijuana company, so that's my jam," she told Farrow, who noted that her medical marijuana card was in the wallet when police recovered it. After turning herself in Tuesday, McGowan was released on a $5,000 bond. She will be arraigned on Thursday morning. "I will clearly plead not guilty," she told Farrow.